else. No. But they all see is you need help. But still you try so hard to cover up your games. You try so hard, hoping that one day something gon' change. You waste all of your time covering up your tracks. Spend all your days running one day. You gotta watch your back, and that's the facts. You spend so much of your life scheming and trying to get over. Got you wondering why you come around. All you get is cold shoulder. Yeah. You try so hard to cover up your games. You try so hard, hoping that one day something gon' change. You try so hard. Yeah. You try so hard. You try so hard. Yeah. You try so hard. Give me, Hey, run away, You gon' play. Still you try so hard to cover up your games. Got you thinking, don't nobody see all this time. Ooh, it ain't nothing changed.
That wasn't 20 seconds. How's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pidgin. Just before we went on, I said, okay, we've got about 20 seconds. Boom! Ah! Showcasing my public school math there.
Yeah. And then you took a drink and it was like,
Yes, and had I been drinking that volcano water.
oh, you mean this volcanic water?
Yeah, that one right there.
Hawaii volcanic water in this beautiful bottle. Yeah. Like, some people don't see it. You can't see it, maybe not see it, but it's like, it's got raised of the islands, island chain.
I thought those were just drips on the top. They're raised island. That's for so that the seeing impaired can enjoy.
There you go, like this. Oh, that ain't Texas.
No,
that ain't
that's
Texas
not.
volcanic water. That is Hawaii volcanic water.
Yeah, that's not. Anyway, everybody, how you? My name's Andy Bumatai.
And I'm James Money.
And you're watching The Daily Pidgin. And, this is just basically how it's going to go today, I think. You just sense sometimes that it's going to be one of those shows. Now, if you're just joining us, what we do is we do this podcast, essentially, and then we edit out a TV show from it. So 6 times you'll see us jump off and go, okay, everybody, here we go. Get the lettuce out your teeth. We're going to make TV, okay? And we have a special guest, and his name is Pepper Lamb. Now, Pepper Lamb is one of the owner-operator, MC, comic / cook, chief cook and bottle washer over at Stand Up Honolulu, someplace both James and I have played many times. Great little club there in Kaka'ako. And we're going to bring him in. In fact, let's do it now, and we can do mic checks and stuff, because we didn't have time to really do that. Okay, so let's bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Pepper Lamb, how you, Pep?
Hey.
We got that mic delay thing going.
Well, we can't hear him at all.
Oh, we can't hear him at all now. Oh, wait a minute, I have your mic down.
Yeah, you muted him.
I muted him.
Yeah.
You know, I only because that's something that I probably fantasized about doing in the club.
Just silence club owners.
Yeah, let's try again, Pep. You there?
Yes, I'm here. How's it going, guys?
Oh, that's way better. Yeah, I love the green screen in the back too. Yeah, so we can later on when I edit afterwards, I can put Kahala back there. There we go.
A la Park back there.
Yeah. So you know what, Pepper? Let me ask you something. You know, remember that road work they were doing in front of your club? Did they ever finish that?
They technically, yes. The intersection is open now, so you can get
Oh,
down Cook Street. You can get across Hala Aquila. I'm saying that wrong. I apologize, Hawaiian
Halikawila.
people. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I got a country twang. It's hard to get it all the W's out.
I know what it is. Do you know what Halikawila means? Hali
Mm,
is
uh,
house, right? Hali is house. Kawila is car. So it's like
uh,
either garage or or somewhere that they fixed cars, or maybe that parking lot that's conveniently located near you.
Wow.
That could
True
be a
story.
Halikawila. Yeah, there you go. So people aren't going, I wanted to come, but I couldn't get through the intersection. We put up with that, remember?
Yes, that's no longer an excuse. There is still some construction throughout that roadway, but you can get to the club without a problem. You can get into the parking lot without a problem.
How did the show with James, I think yourself and someone else go?
Lillian.
Oh, it went great. James didn't scare anybody, so that's always a good thing.
I'll try again later.
Yeah. Always try and pair him with a tiny white woman, to balance out how things go.
So that's that's my opposite is a tiny white woman.
That's too funny. A tiny white woman. That don't let her hear that, or that'll be under every poster. Tiny white woman appears at the Stand Up Honolulu. Look, GB Pepper. Yes, that's right. That's his name, Pepper. In fact, every time I'm there, I always start my show with, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Pepper Lamb. I only work for club owners that sound like dinner specials. Thank you." And then this is absolutely true. I looked. I wonder if that's really a dish, pepper lamb. Right? It is, but I had it wrong. The correct dish is called black pepper lamb.
Well,
Well,
You're famous.
I was gonna
I
say
am. I am.
it would be incorrect if pepper lamb here was not black then.
Well, there's red pepper lamb,
Oh well,
I guess.
It's
I'm
not as good, though.
guessing.
and
Not
those
as
It's not as
good.
good.
and those have no souls, right?
No. They say woo a whole lot, too. It's weird.
Welcome in, Pepper, to the Daily Pigeon, right there. How are you? That's Darlene S. She's coming in from, oh man, I can never remember.
The Midwest.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Minnesota, is it, Darlene?
Or Wisconsin?
Wisconsin? Maybe it's Wisconsin. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
But Pepper Lamb, or his full name, or his Pepper the Misunderstood Evil Genius.
Yes.
oh my goodness.
Yes.
The one, the only Pepper Lamb. Thanks for joining us today. That's Nani Aloha. She's one of our moderationists and also an associate producer. We have 4 moderators on this channel, so in case anybody acts scabby, boom, whack-a-mole, no problem, right there. And here's Mad Statter coming in from Seattle. And Darlene reminding us in capital letters that it's Wisconsin. Sorry. And by the way, for all the people who, got thrown off by daylight stealing time, right? I guess it's 3 hours between us and California now. And
Yes. Back to that.
after that, my math isn't good enough. So there we go. Hi, Kaela. Aloha no. Hey, Devin. Still raining here. Woo. Yeah, LOL. I'm here, Andy. Yeah, there you go. Pepper Lamb. Aloha, Pepper Lamb. Great. Great you could be here with us. That's Devin. She's another one of our moderators, or as we call them, moderationist, There we go. And this is Rick S. I'll be right back. Gotta go find Darlene S. over in the Minnesota. Okay, you guys. Hey, and a Watts 40. Oops, that's not a Watts 45. This is here. Ooh, made it. I'm glad a Watts 45. Yeah. Michael Anthony Smith. What time is it in Hawaii? It's 3:08 right now, Michael Anthony. So for you, I'm guessing California's 5:08, right? No, 6:08. Yep. 6:08.
Yeah. And for those of you who are in the Midwest, Pepper is originally from the Midwest.
Yes, the Nasty Natty,
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Ohio, or Northern Kentucky, as a lot of people call it.
The light bluegrass state?
The light bluegrass state. The teal.
Well, funny factoid, if you fly to Cincinnati, it's just called the Greater Cincinnati Airport, and you actually land in Kentucky and have to drive across the river to Ohio.
Wow.
That's great.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's greater than just landing. Oh, here, look, Pussycat says it's 9:09 on the East Coast. Oh, yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I have no, I don't know why they did this. What's that?
Deborah Case Jones, 809 here in Kentucky.
Okay, yeah, there you go. 8:09, yes. It's interesting because they introduced daylight stealing time to help farmers. And every farmer on the planet went, cows don't care about time. They just do their cow thing. Gone funny.
And especially the roosters, do they change when the time they? You go to Kauai, they roost, they cock-a-doodle at 2 in the morning.
I don't believe roosters even have Apple Watches. And Steven says it's now daylight stealing time again. Yes, it is. I guess it started on the yesterday.
Sunday, yep.
Yeah, it started yesterday.
See Honda.
See Honda saying, and she's another one of our moderators. Man, we got plenty today.
Cincinnati.
Yay.
In the Halle. Hey, aloha, Nani, aloha. Happy belated birthday. Yes, it was Nani's birthday. That's why she wasn't here Friday. She was off pretending to have a life. What do you think that's like, Pepper, having a life?
I don't know. I got kids. And I'm trying to put my Blasian baby on the black market right now. Just see if anybody wants to make a Tiger Woods out of him or something. But
ooh, I don't know, Tiger.
What did you say, Blasian? What is it?
Blasian.
Oh, Black Asian.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Oh man, that's too funny. And we know you're involved in the upbringing of that child because we go down to the club, you go into the green room, and usually, it looks like a comic. Now we got baby toys and all kinds of things.
And cases of diapers.
Cases of diapers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And text messages on what to bring home. Okay, I tell you what, we're gonna do the first episode, Pep.
Segment.
Yeah, I keep saying episode. First segment, and what we do is James and I do the first one. There'll be 6. The first one is 8 minutes long. You chill. We'll come back to you after we do that first one. We'll do the internet in between. Say hi to the chat and whatever in between. You okay to hang?
Yep, no problem.
Okay. So
I'll have that better camera view and audio up when you guys come back.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll mute your mic so you can make some noise if you want. Okay. Here
Actually,
we go. What?
Isn't the channel connected to the video? His mic?
No, that's a different. That's the slider is.
Okay.
Okay. So I can do this, but thank you for bringing that up.
Cool.
Okay. So now we will go here.
Okay.
And
We'll be back,
go
Pepper.
back to here. Yeah. Then we go to the. Oh no, we don't need. I always go to the Mo'ocam as a.
Good habit.
By the way, Pepper, this is our setup here. This is all my audio equipment. This is now we have email coming in, and then over here we have the chat. That's what the moderators communicate to me.
And
with.
look at that. Nani aloha. Hey, Pepper, I love my Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, there you go. Woo. Woo! It's starting to happen. And what is this, Nani? Levels are good. Okay, great. Thank you, Nani. Okay, and let me get off of this. We're here, and I will start the show. First of all, I'm going to click this.
Clickanize.
Clickanize the start, and
Hey, how's it? Like a full-time job.
yeah, good thing neither of us are working.
And then tell me what you have. So it's so funny.
How's it, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Pigeon. My name's Andy Bumatai.
And I'm James Money.
Yeah, and you're watching a television show that is edited out of a podcast, which is the reason it says podcast right there. Okay, so if every once in a while you see a comment jump up on the screen like this, right? Oop, let me do that again here. Boop. I was trying to get our name out of the way, but I guess I blew it. Okay, hold on. Let's take 3. 3 is the charm, right? I try to bring Garrett up here and it says, hi, everyone. That's where that comes from, the chat. And just so you know, the chat looks kind of like this. Okay, let me move my camera over so we can take, yeah, that's the chat right there. And here's Medium 7 Up. And he says, how's it from Boston, right? And Kulika, aloha gangi, how's it, mahalo. And then Devin, hey, namaste, zen. Aloha again. Thanks for spending time with us today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Daily Pigeon, no matter where you're from.
Yes.
And it's this show airs every day here in Hawaii, but if you want to be part of the live chat, it happens at
Every 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and what's the word you use? Multi-blast.
we multi-blast to a number of different social
Yes.
media platforms.
About 8.
That's right. Well, including
YouTube, Twitch, Facebook,
LinkedIn, and in fact Twitter.
Twitter.
If you watch stuff live on Twitter, I don't know. I've never really done that, but anyway, that's what we do.
Yeah. And then when you're there, you can chat with us through the Hemajang Gang. And as long as you chat once, you are part of our Hemajang Gang.
That's what we call our chat, the Hamajang Gang. And we have, by the way, we do the first segment ourselves, James and I. But then after that, we're going to bring on a special guest, the owner, operator, chief cook, and bottle washer of Stand Up Honolulu. Pepper Lamb is our guest that will come join us in the second segment. Okay, you want to hang out for that. And did you see on the news that car that drove into the Running Room, a very popular running shoe store here in Hawaii?
I did not see it.
Okay, well, let's editorialize it. What do you say?
Let's.
Take a look at this, gang.
Sky, Casey Lund is live on Kapahulu this morning. That's where an
Kapahulu.
SUV plowed into a popular running shoe store. What do we know about this incident, Casey?
Well, Steve, I can tell you that it could have been a lot worse, but 2 people were hurt. I
He
want
looked
to
like he
show
just
you
got
where that
mugged or
car
something.
entered the running room. You can see the plywood boarding us up. And if you come around here, we'll show you the other side. They have done a pretty good job of cleaning up the store, but it was definitely a scary situation. That vehicle ended up pretty far inside the
Why-
store.
look at that blue
sent
tape
racks
right
of
there. That'll
merchandise
keep
flying
people
towards
out.
employees inside.
Why does it look like he's
Our
not
crew was
supposed
on
to
the
be
scene shortly
there?
after this happened. We
He's
spoke to a
videotaping
food vendor
that.
and another witness that saw this all
Look how
happen.
late it is. He's probably been there since, working since 5. Look at this here. Oh, man. Oh,
Goodness.
Coming so fast, he didn't hit the brakes at all.
this is my friend.
I literally
that's
just
your
jumped
friend?
backwards
Yeah.
over my chair.
Listen to
He
him,
actually
though.
hit the table and went right through the glass over there.
I'm still kind of shaking. My mind's not really being real smooth with me right now. Well, it's a lot of shock that I'm feeling.
His mind is not being really
Yeah, I
smooth with
imagine
him.
so. Scary situation. EMS
That's
is a man in
important
his
to have
60s and a
smooth
woman in her
mind.
40s
Look at this.
were
And
taken
some
to the
people,
hospital in
okay, get
serious
caught,
condition.
but I like my
Original
shoes.
damage estimate was around
Those runners,
$15,000.
so
It
stuck
could go
up.
up a little bit more, but again, they have the store mostly cleaned up back out here live. We are trying to get an update on the condition of those two people. And the cause of this accident, or crash, I should say, excuse me, is still under investigation at this hour. Steve?
Yep.
Under investigation.
And you know what? I don't know how they avoided saying, and when the car went inside, it was running.
Well, then it deserves to be in there.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It was looking for some new tires.
It is the running room, and the car is running.
Right. We were thinking about either Michelin, Pirelli, or Nike. I know.
Because if he had parked and stopped the car, it would no longer be running.
We could go forever. I know Pepper's off camera going, you guys, please don't bring that to my comedy club.
Wait,
Oh.
so that's your friend that was
Yeah,
almost
that
got
was
hit?
Chad Morisato. He's a painter, and he paints gas tanks for motorcycles, which is what he did for me. But he also is an artist who paints, art for homes and that kind of stuff. And he's done a couple things for me, but really a nice guy. And it's funny too, because when we first came up, I went, "What? I know this guy." You know what I mean? And suddenly I'm a little fanboy. Hey, I know him. I know him.
He almost died. That's my friend.
Look at this. The reporter seemed so apologetic for giving the story. Oh, I know. I think he was just up since 5, and if you noticed, it was dark,
Yeah.
and then he's there going, okay, now I got to do, the old guy drives into the restaurant piece, right?
I guess, we have to guess right now because it's still under investigation, so they haven't given any information.
Well, what I'm hoping is that the driver wasn't having a medical condition or
Right,
something. I just, and you cross your fingers that the driver was just going, hey, what you expect? No more parking. God, funny. Add some handicap parking. So boom,
Or maybe he was looking for it in aisle 5. He was like, get parking in aisle 5.
He gets out of his car. So sorry, I thought this was a drive-through.
I think that deserves the salon pass of the week.
Can I have some Nikes and a 9.5, please? Okay. Well, when I go to that store next time, I've never been to that store. I've passed it a bunch of times. No, wait, I take that back. I actually went in there one time to look for a GoPro when they first came out because they were one of the few stores that had it back then.
I've only been next door when they used to have Soccer Locker because my daughter was a soccer player. So I've never.
Another great name, running room, soccer locker. I'll tell you what, talking about great names, our first guest, Pepper Lamb, owner-operator of Stand Up Honolulu, is our guest. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this. Okay, I'm like 10 seconds early.
I don't know how to say, wait.
Wait. Okay, let's do the freeze. Okay, how we doing? Okay? Got it.
Okay.
Ooh, there we go. Okay, let's go Mo'ocam so I can find the edit. Okay.
That was the one down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the one. That's one down. That's the back slate. I'm moving this to 2. This next segment coming up is 2. Let's see if we can bring Pepper back. He kind of bounced out there. I don't know what he was doing.
Well, he said he was going to adjust his camera.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah.
And I've lost my cursor. Oh, there it is. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's bring him back in.
Hey, Nani Loves, please sasa that like button. I like it. That's my favorite now. Sasa the like button.
Sasara like button. Okay, let's see if we can bring Pepper in, how he looks. There you go.
Hey.
Oh, man, rocking the headphones now.
All right.
Yeah. No delay, right?
No, sounds great.
In Steelers colors.
Steelers. Is that yellow black, the
Yep.
Steelers colors?
These are actually Batman. Thank you.
Oh, Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The Super Dark Knight.
Super.
Look at this. Oh, Namaste Zen. Oh, that's what's some Namaste Zen. She goes, look, someone thought they could cut in line. Oh, that's too funny. The car drives into the running room and get one local. Hey, never mind couple cuts, bro. In the back like with the rest of us. Oh, that's too funny. Ooh, okay.
I don't know
let's
if you
see.
were on, Pepper, but Nani Aloha said she loves her Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, I heard that. I couldn't. You guys had muted me already, but I wanted to give her a big hooday.
Hooday! There we go. Okay. Stephen, no way. Have fun. I envy you all. Whew. Aloha lurkers and K crew. K crew are the people who lurk and don't. You know, Pep, James and I did a show recently, right? And people in the audience were going, "We love the show. We watch it all the time." And I go, "Oh, do you ever comment?" And they go, "Oh no, we're too shy." You know, I'm like, "Hey." But speaking of people who aren't too shy, Johnny Rocks Hollywood. Aloha from the set of NCIS Hawaii to all of you. Ooh, someone got a gig. Wow. Take a screenshot if you won't get fired for doing that and send us something there. Okay.
Dead body
hey,
number 4. Leave him alone.
Nanakuli Kalas. What? Yellow and black. Is that Nanakuli?
Yep, the Golden Hawks.
Oh, man. Okay. Aloha, Mad Stutter. There we go. Okay, Pep, you know, so when we come back, is there anything you want to talk about specifically? Now, we'll do the basics, you know, where you're located, how often you're open. That intersection is now, you know, you can drive through it.
The one thing you shouldn't do is I get when we're on the TV segment is say what shows are coming up because this won't be on TV for
3 more weeks or something.
Okay.
So the show might have passed already.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
what you do is you pimp out where they can go for more information.
Yeah, the website
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
your
Cool. Is it okay if I name some headliners that have come
Yeah.
Oh, for
through
sure.
and
Oh,
are
for sure.
coming through? And that
Yes.
kind of go.
full.
Yeah, I just
fully
want to
pimp-
give dates in that whole flow.
Yeah. Fully pimp out your place for sure. But yeah, the dates, the show come on later on TV. But during the internet, you can say when.
Yeah, like right now,
Yeah.
you know, and also, you know, who has been there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that's also good.
Yeah.
And then we'll, and again, we got 8 minutes. We'll do the basics, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of dig into what's it like having a comedy club when the gods want to punish you, they grant your wishes.
It's funny because I hang out there even when I'm not performing.
Yeah.
And that is 100% accurate.
Well, here's Johnny Rock saying, "Hey, Pepper Lamb, congratulations on your comedy club success." Boom, right there.
Thank you, Rocks.
Yeah, can't wait to be a guest or co-host for a day. Well, there you go. Michael Seal, there's your writer friend. How's it, guys? How are you? Okay, let's do that first segment. What do you
Let's go
say?
for it. Let's attempt to do a TV show.
Okay, so you're on deck, Pep, and hold on. I'm going to the Mo'ocam, and then we'll go to, this is segment 2. Right, there we go. Hook 'em horns. Go here, and then click this, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what, if you like comedy, we have a special guest that is the prevaricator of such.
Wow.
Please help me welcome owner-operator of Stand Up Honolulu Comedy Club, Mr. Pepper Lamb. How's it, Pep?
Hey, aloha, guys. Appreciate you guys having me. Great show. Great setup. Y'all fancy over there.
Oh, man. Just like downtown, bro. Just like downtown.
Remind me of Liberty House, brah.
Ooh, sorry, So, Pepper, how long has the world-famous Stand-Up Honolulu been in operation now?
We've been in operation since Memorial Weekend last summer. That was our first weekend that we kicked off with Graham Elwood, and we've been rolling ever since. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of hey, crazy weekends. Hey, crazy on both ends of the weekend. So the business is solid. we're alive. We're still alive. We're getting excited for our 1 year anniversary and move forward and to see where the next year takes us. But we're happy.
How
We're happy to
often are
bring
you?
comedy to the island.
How often are you open now? It's not every day, right?
No, we're open Thursday through Sunday, and on Thursday we have open mic starting at 8:30. It's the 8:30 Dirty, and then on Friday and Saturday we have feature shows, and then on Sundays we have poetry.
Poetry.
Yes.
Wow. Is that are you still doing that thing? And this is what I like about you, Pepper. You're always willing to say, "Oh, let's give that a try," right?
Yeah.
What you're doing, like painting and wine
Yeah,
days?
we've had some paint and sip nights. Some of those they're a little up and down because of football season. We were trying to do them on Sundays, and so then like we found that kind of like once a month and seasonally they
Yeah.
work a little better.
I get
But
it.
yeah, people just come through. They paint up a little deal, sip on some wine, hang out. Comics, crack jokes. It's an open space, so even when we don't have shows at night, we like to fill the space with something that's going on, and we want to keep in the art realm. So that's
Sure.
why we do the.
Hey, Jeffrey Lee has a question here. Are they all local comedians, or do you fly folks in?
It is a mix of everyone. Hawaii is a destination place for every comedian. They all want to come here and perform. So as much as we can, we have those folks come through. And but we also like to showcase a lot of the local talent, get a good mix of everything, a little something for everybody up in there.
Name some of the traveling comics that have been through your club. Which, by the way, I have to. Speaking personally for me, what a fun little club. Just big enough, but still intimate. That's what I love.
Yep.
I like about Stand Up Honolulu. So, who's come through your doors?
Well, we've had Kamaka Brown come through, and he was great. And we've also had Neil Brennan, who's a co-producer and writer on the Chappelle Show. We've had Bobby Lee. A lot of people remember him from Mad TV, and he's big in the podcasting world as well. We've had Nate Jackson from he plays Junkyard Dog on the Young Rock. So he's also from MTV Wild 'N Out. So we've got heavy hitters flowing through, and you never know who the next star is going to pop in. We just had Greg Norman pop in a couple weeks ago. We sometimes we'll have comedians come in and they're already working other gigs, so we'll do a secret show. And
I remember I was there
yeah.
once, and someone who had a show at the Hawaii Theater was in your club the night before to just kind of break it loose.
Yeah, so we can't always announce who we're having for those secret shows, but anytime you see that super secret squirrel pop up, you need to grab your tickets because it's going to be somebody that you've seen on TV or Netflix or whatever, and you want to grab those tickets because when you go see those guys in regular spots, it's going to be like 80 over $100, that kind of deal. But we do the affordable options.
Well, to Mua Tuine, right? Remember before his Neil Blaisdell show, right? He tried out the whole act there at Stand Up Honolulu.
I would recommend people follow you on Instagram. What is your Instagram handle for the club?
For the club, all our social media is Stand Up HNL. So just the initials of
HNL.
Because this is where he blasts, he puts up the squirrel, and that's when secret show. And a lot of comics that didn't take advantage of it. Was it Mark Norman that performed one time?
Norman?
Mark Norman, right?
Was Mark?
Norman, it was Mark Norman,
he performed, and a lot of comics missed out, and they're like, "Oh, I wish I knew."
I wish I knew.
No, you should have went. That's when you see it pop up on the social media, you should go and check it out.
But you know what? What I like about any rural comedy club is you might see the big names, right? But you also can check out the open mic. Like here's Gooch Kawa saying, "Whoo, nice! I will definitely come to your open mic and try out my new material there."
Hey, there you go.
That's it right there. A lot of the people who've frequent this show, they're into family-friendly type of entertainment. Now, I know you called it's the 8:30 dirty, right? I mean, should they bring a helmet and protective gear for that show?
For that one, honestly, yes. I won't even lie to you. we do try and have at least once a month some type of family friendly weekend with whoever with comics I book there.
Yeah.
Sundays are a little more family friendly with the poetry. So you'll have it's technically a poetic open mic. So they do mostly poetry, but we will have comics come through. We'll have musical acts come through. People just doing readings, spoken word, all that kind of deal. Any type of live performing kind of deal. Our Sunday mic is a mixture of all that.
I remember Kealoha when he was doing his poetry slams. Right, when he first started, everyone, what are you, crazy? There were 10, 15 people, maybe if he was lucky. Pretty soon you couldn't get into the place,
Exactly.
And then it's where comics went afterwards.
Yeah, we that is our steadiest night. Sundays, by far, all year have been our steadiest night. Like we always have people just coming out and just want to just get a good vibe.
Well, I'll tell you what, thank you for bringing that good vibe to the Daily Pidgin. We're going to be right back with more of Pepper Lamb, and we're going to talk about what it's like dealing with a bunch of comics for a living. OMG. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Boom.
Okay, Mocam, bang.
2 down.
Right, okay, back slate 2. There we go, reset, timer, boom. That was 2, right? Yeah, okay,
Correct.
That was back slate 2. There we go. Opai Almoto. Opai Almoto. Hey, Opai Almoto, we were trying to figure out a Habut baby. Was that your niece, Habut baby? You know who I'm talking about? This here? Opai Almoto, was that your niece? I'm not sure. I'm sure she's, 5 years older now, but still, Habut baby is a star of the show. Anyway, oh, there we go. Yeah.
If you could mention sponsors.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, but on the television side, we actually sold some sponsorship.
Sweet.
We sold 3, but who is it? TNT Tinting can't get me the spot because it was made by another television station, and they don't want to give it up so that it plays on another station and all that jazz. But we would like to mention that if you watch this on the television side, you will see commercials by Aloha Kia, my friend over there, Bill Vanderherk. I'm in those spots. Yeah, and I have 2 Kias, by the way, in my family here. So, and my daughter loves hers. Also, TNT Tinting. And Tommy, longtime friend, and I'm a customer. My truck has, and let me tell you something. This is weird, and seriously, this isn't a paid endorsement, but he suggested that I tint the front window, and I went, no, I'm at night. I don't want to. He goes, no. It's clear. It just holds the what is the UV light out.
The UV.
Yeah, you know how they put those shades there so the truck isn't. My truck is never hot when it sits in the sun because it's out here, right? I pick it, and that thing.
It's a lot cooler. Yeah.
It really works.
Yeah.
I went, yeah, right. Okay.
One more sponsor, construction.
Oh yes, Doc Bailey Crane. He's another. I used to ride motorcycle with him, and you'll see his commercial on the. Yeah, and he has these huge cranes, right? And he fixes them, rents them, and he's in Guam, Las Vegas, Oakland, and here in Hawaii. And I'm talking about those supersized cranes, which I borrow every once in a while so I can pick up my credit card bill and bring it into the house. Dang!
I use it to pick up lunch.
Yeah, here, look, Greg Azus. Yeah, don't forget Doc Bailey. Yeah, that's Greg Azus, our manager. I'm sure you're familiar with Greg Pepper because he handles a lot of the comics in town here. Whew.
You guys think I could hide from my kids on top of a crane somewhere?
Or you can just suspend your kids up there.
Yeah.
Safe.
Yeah, the little one, he's starting to move a lot.
Oh man, how old's he now?
He just hit 1 a week ago.
Oh man, that's the age right there. Pretty soon you're gonna start losing weight chasing them around.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
I'm happy about that.
until it happens.
You know, I remember when I did a whole week of Thursdays at a whole month of Thursdays at Pepper's Club, working out new material, right? But I remember he comes in when he's got the hat on, and I'm like, "What's up with the hat? Never seen you wear a ball cap." And he goes, "Man, I went and got sunburned." And he goes, "My head is just, oh man."
Yeah.
And now you're on stage doing those. That's right, black people get sunburn. I know you guys are laughing. And when you could finally take the hat off, you were so happy.
Yep. Yeah, I had to get the baby his first beach day, and I paid for it.
Well, you know what? The thing that I hate about that first birthday checkup is that they get that 4 shots. Your boy got the 4 shots into his thighs.
Yeah, well, he got 3, and then they scheduled another one for later. But then he also had to do blood work as well.
Ooh,
so
man.
Check for anemia and all that stuff. But he took it like a champ. He was eyeballing that nurse later though.
Well, that's where I learned it. That's why the nurse does it and not the doctor. So the kid doesn't hold those grudges against the doctor.
They hate nurses?
They hate the nurse.
Yep. Oh, man.
Or the technician, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My daughter didn't cry, too. She started to, and I just looked at her. And I'm lucky. My daughter is very smart. I was like, okay, it hurts. Yes, it hurts. But is crying going to make it feel better? So she was like,
yes.
And then she stopped.
Yes is the answer.
No, she stopped crying. She said she's just stopped. I was like,
so Samoan.
Yeah, like, we're raising a psychopath.
Suck it up. You are Samoan. Confront it.
That's not like a Middle Eastern accent, though.
I know. I'm doing Samoan accents in front of a Samoan accent. Okay, let's try to do segment 3 here. We'll bring back Pepper Lamb. And,
can you mention his school he's teaching now?
Who is?
Pepper is.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing classes in there. Yeah.
You mean stand-up comedy classes?
Yeah, stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
Because you mentioned about the people he works with.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's trying to get them better so that it brings up the level of talent in Honolulu.
Hey, first of all, Jerry says, "Hey, Andy, what's the name of your car in the high school days?" Everyone thought that was a Volkswagen, but it was actually a 53 or 57 Morris Minor. Okay, yeah, I know. Oh, poor little ones, no need needles by self. Habut. Okay, here we go. We're going to the Mo'ocam, so I can find it in the edit. And this is 3. Okay, this is 3. Now we go back to the, this is the sheriff shot. You should be facing sideways, and if you. Anyway, we'll hit. What am I doing? Oh yeah, here we go. And we are back. Thank you for rejoining the Daily Pidgin. We have a special guest, and when we finished the last segment, I said we're going to talk about what it's like making your living working with comedians. Oof. That's right. And that's hard to avoid when you are the owner-operator of Stand Up Honolulu right here in beautiful Kaka'ako. Please help me re-welcome Pepper Lamb. How's it, Pep?
Going all right. Doing all right. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. You know, before I forget, what is that like working with stand-ups?
It is, it's like working with my 1-year-old. Honestly, it is. It's a whole lot of repeating yourself. It's a whole lot of correcting behavior, and it's honestly like it's fun because I've been a comedian for over 10 years, so I understand what it's like to, want to make it in the game. But I also find myself in uncle mode a lot. Just trying to hit people to the business, and as they're early in their career, they have to realize that there's business aspects to handle, and it's not all fun and games and drinking and hanging out to try and get chicks after shows. So it's a lot of parenting.
It's not.
Any diaper change, any diaper changing.
Any diaper changing. Well, you know what, Pep, and I don't think what a lot of the new comics realize is that it's show business, and business is the bigger word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially when guys like you have it all on the line in this club, and rent and insurance and electricity bills and all that stuff. Do you ever have to turn to some of these comics and say, you don't have to be funny all the time?
But mostly I have to tell them to be serious. Hey, be serious about being funny. Wow. So you have guys that are just like, they'll get stage time at other places and expect it, there's some sort of entitlement, or they should just get stage time anywhere. And it's just, no, it doesn't work like that. And two, that, outside of you and James and myself and like 3 other people on the island, this is a hobby. For us, this is business. This is work. Yeah. This is, our livelihood. Yeah. For everybody else, this is your hobby. So take your hobby as serious as you want, but I don't think any of us go into our other hobbies and have like expectations of being the greatest ever of whatever the hobby may be. But you still have to understand that it's a hobby. It's not your hobby doesn't entitle you to anything. So it bothers me sometimes because I just want to just be a comic and have fun and just handle the business aspect of things. But like you said, when you have, your name on the line, you got bills to pay, you got to keep the place open and whatnot, and you got to make the people sued. Happy. Yeah.
Hey, Pepper.
People happy. You got to,
passing this knowledge on, we talked a while ago about you doing a comedy school, right?
Yep.
Teaching stand-up comedy. Where's that at?
That happens with us on Thursdays now.
Wow.
I developed a 6-week course with a couple of buddies of mine did teach as well. And it's just a kind of a beginner into comedy course, but it also kind of focuses on joke structure and how to write and develop your act. So it's one of those things where comics of varying different levels have participated, and it's new. We just started it at the first of the year. So we've got our first graduating class coming up, and then we'll run another 6 weeks after that. And so it'll continue throughout the year, but it's something that I felt was important because I don't want to have to keep flying people in to do shows. I would like to mix more of our local scene in there and have everybody step their game up. It's even helped me step my game up. I've got a new 15 just from doing the class.
Well, Keha Jackson, when she was here, right? She saw some of the open mic nights throughout the islands, and she said, "Listen, I hate to admit it, but some of these guys don't understand basic joke structure."
Exactly.
They're throwing it out there. They don't understand the difference between a statement and a punchline, and just the basics. And that's what you're teaching?
Yes, that's what we're focused on. I do one class on the comedy business. I do another one on like the history of comedy, but the most of the 6-week course is focused on writing and development of premises and joke structure.
Yeah.
Wow. Where can people get information on availability of the class, cost, that sort of thing?
They are all on the website, all under standuphonolulu.com. We have a tab on there that says comedy classes. And the next section of the class will be announced within a week. And I like to do it at a 6-week time frame, and then have some of those people perform on a Thursday, and like a fresh faces kind of show, get their chops wet off of the deal. So the goal is just to get people used to writing and developing, and to try and get like a 5-minute bit going.
Well, you know what? What I taught a comedy class once, and the hardest part was finding a stage where people could try out what they're working on.
Yeah,
But
see,
you have that built
I got it
in.
all built in. Yeah. Yep.
That's great stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
and
why we
and
also have it on Thursdays, because right at, the class at 7, and then as we wrap up, it's open mic time at 8:30. So
and they
if you
just
want to
jump
work
right
on,
on.
if you want to work on what we've been working on, here you go.
Yeah, it's funny. Like a lot of people don't know the simple things. Like, and it's something you had said to me when I first started out, was to move the mic stand out of the way if you're not using it. And it's something that little.
Small. And another one, and this was my first tip to Augie Tolba. Look toward the back of the room. Don't just pick somebody in the front and do the whole show, down to their feet. How to move and include people, and move smoothly. Yeah. But, one of the dangers, of course, and I think it was, I can't remember the person who said it, but he said, dissecting comedy is like dissecting a frog. You find out how it works, but it kills the thing. So I remind people, if you're going to go to school, it probably won't be funny. We'll be right back with more of Pepper Lamb after this.
I think you got it.
I think I might have made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Pep, wait, let me do the
3
okay.
down.
Yeah.
The end of 3
Okay,
down.
this is the back slate 3. Okay, I'm moving this to 4. We'll go back to Pepper here, and then go to reset that to 8. But you know what I'm saying? I remember, when I was teaching my class, and you can use this if you want, Pep, because it was really worked well. I told people in the first day, okay, I want you to go home, and I want you to write a 1 page, no more, no less, 1 page of who you are. And this is the most important thing. Don't be funny. Just write it out, right? And then when people bring this in, I'd say, okay, now we're not going to be funny. No, we're not going to say funny things. We're going to say things funny. In other words, I come from the West Side. That's a setup. Now let's put a punchline in there.
Yeah.
I was one of 14 kids. What are you kidding? That's a setup. And I said that first paragraph becomes their 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, because a lot of new comics, or even comics that have been doing for a long time in the scene today, don't have any punchlines. Like they was end up. I come from a family of 14 kids. And it's like, so what? You guys are run out of hot dog buns earlier. Two people don't get hot dog buns.
Okay, for the people that are watching, watch 3 comics work with that premise. Okay, I come from a family of 14 kids. I got left at the amusement park one time. Nobody noticed.
Waka waka. I come from a family of 14 kids. 2, they couldn't get hot dog buns because there's only 12 in a pack.
I come from a family of 14 kids. My dad knew 12 of them, but I didn't learn later. It's crazy.
Boom, shakalaka. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, here,
question.
Michael Seal, and this is a writer. He's a writer, Pep, and he says, "What do you do to calm your nerves before the show?"
Do another show. It's one of those things that it never really fully goes away. In some form, you just have to just keep doing shows upon shows upon shows so that you can suppress it. So,
you know what? Let's do another segment and start it with that, because that's a question I get asked a lot. Do you ever get nervous before your shows? You know that one? Okay, let's do that, right?
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go to the Mo'o cam here.
I started to catch a cramp. I was like, oh, I got to turn. I got to turn.
Now you got to turn. Okay, this is 4. Okay, this is segment 4, right? We go back here, and oh yeah, I'm here. Now I got to start this, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. What an interesting conversation dissecting comedy. And according to our guest, Pepper Lamb from Stand Up Honolulu, you can teach it, and he, in fact, is. Please help me welcome one more time, Mr. Pepper Lamb. Hi, Pep. Hey, here's a question I get asked a lot. In fact, Michael Seal right here asked it in the chat. He says, what do you do to calm your nerves before every show?
And my first answer is just do more shows. The best way to feel comfortable on stage is to get on stage. It's just like riding a bike and walking. Like sometimes, we trip up and, get a little goofy, a little loosey leg, got a cramp or whatever. But the more you do it, the better at it you get. I used to have a couple of shots, but as I get older now, I can't do that. Yeah, can't do that.
In the long run, it doesn't help.
At all. Yeah.
I tell people, I said, you know what? If you're not a little nervous before your show, you're not taking it serious. Muhammad Ali used to say before his fights, he could almost throw up. He was so nervous, but he couldn't show it because he had to do it because he was on stage.
Yep.
Here's a question. It's another question we get asked a lot as comics. Do you continue being funny, the comedian, in your home life, or do you take a break? Yeah, I'm sure your wife really thinks you're funny.
I was born a trash talker. So I wake up talking trash. I go to sleep talking trash. I do want to stay married, so I've learned to temper it. But I at least get 3 shots off a day. It's just, and the rest of it, I just kind of internalize, or I keep my pen and pad and use it for material later. So
do you find that you have over the years developed a muscle memory when it comes to coming up with punchlines? Because in your show, I've seen you walk up there and hand out pieces of paper and say, give me some subjects, and you just go for it.
Yeah, I've even before comedy, I'm just kind of a knowledge nerd. So I like to learn about different cultures and different things all the way around. So whenever I am doing crowd work and somebody tosses out something random, I'll have like a little weird factoid about it. That's just my personality. But yeah, at home, like I said, I try to spare the wife a little bit. The kids don't get spared, especially my daughters, because they're like 11 and 13 now. So they get the full gambit of me talking trash and making stuff up and being dad jokes. But my dad jokes, they'll be like, whoa, that was too dark. And I'll just be like, yeah, well, you got to grow up sometime.
I own a comedy club. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
If you had anything different to do with your comedy club, because you've been around for a while, I know with the decor, with the sound, with the timing, is anything that you wish that you had done differently?
For the initial run, no. I'm very happy with our test out. We were lucky enough to find a business that was closing, and they just had a year left on their lease. So we were able to take it over. So that way we go ahead and make all the mistakes in this year one, and then see what we need to build from there. There's a couple of just nitpicky, maybe aesthetic things that I would have done. I would have put up the LED lights already, or just a couple of things like that. But for the most part, I'm very happy with how we kicked off, because when you're running a mom and pop organization, and especially now when you talk to businesses and they have problems hiring staff and all that kind of deal, I'm glad we kept it small, and we can most nights we can handle it, and when things get really busy, I can call in friends for help and that kind of deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, in the club there, right? How many people, when you first started thinking about it, said, "Are you nuts?"
Um, everybody, I would say, but maybe 10 of my closest core. Actually, I had 20 because I got a strong support system from my family. Um, they've they know the type of work that we put in. So I would say from an outside realm, I probably had maybe 10 believers.
Wow.
And definitely my business partner was definitely in because, this isn't the first time we've tried to do this. We had something that kind of went up and flailed during the pandemic, but, who knew that there was going to be a global pandemic? but but we learned so many lessons from it that I
The
know a lot of
scientists
people,
knew.
yeah, a lot of people were just like, "Oh, you're going to try this again?" Yeah, we're going to try this again. And because we know that there's a need for it. We know the community needs to laugh, and Honolulu does not have a dedicated space for comedy, so there's a void in the market. You can go to little open mics or bar shows, or you can go to the Blue
Pop-up
Note.
shows, right?
Yeah, the pop-up shows, or you can go to like the Blue Note or the Blaisdell and spin an arm and a leg. So we knew that there was a middle ground in there that for that can fill a void in the market. So so we were always confident that eventually it was going to work out.
Did you do much research beforehand?
Yeah, like I said, I've been doing comedy for 10 years, and probably 8 of them I've been running shows myself. A lot of those pop-up shows, so I was real familiar with Hawaii's market, and seeing, like, I've tried to do some bigger shows where we were bringing out comics and once a month kind of deal, and then I've done weekly shows at little bars in Chinatown and whatnot. So there was a lot of hands-on learning, and a lot of grind into it. So like, people think these things just kind of pop up, but they don't.
There's a lot of work that goes into it. In fact, when I was working your club, how many people came up and said, in today's climate, it's so nice to have some place you can come and just get a few laughs and get away from it all.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Okay, so James, did you were you gonna say something?
No, I was telling you the time.
Oh, the time. Oh, yes, we have, wait, hold on here, Peplum. I'm looking at the clock. We have 25 seconds left in our careers.
Oh.
So,
I hope
just
we
like
make
to
it.
thank you for being a part as we wring the last few drops out of the washcloth that is my career. We'll be right back with Pepper Lamb, owner-operator of Stand Up Honolulu, when we return. This is good stuff, man.
I apologize. Oh, you gotta go with Cam.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize. I have a cramp. It struck me right when we went on.
Are you really?
James over there crying.
So those of you who've been maybe have been noticing, I'm turning and turning. I'm using my
stand up and stretch now, man.
Oh, it's stretching now because I'm.
You got because you can't.
Yeah. But Cam,
Yeah,
floor
yeah.
down.
Oh yeah. James has a leg room problem.
Yeah. Well, not only that, because my truck's battery died.
Oh,
so
and it's in your sister's.
I'm using
car.
my sister's Rogue, and I
goodness.
dislocate a hip just to get in, and
Well, I rode with you in that car.
Yeah,
I
and you
gotta
saw.
tell you, it was like I don't know, he hates hearing this, but I'm going like, oh man, I'm in economy, sitting next to James Money here.
I was right next to you, literally.
Tell you what, I was like, hey sailor, buy me a beer.
It would have been better off if it was in one of those motorcycles that had the little carriage on the side.
Oh yeah.
Sidecar. It's called a sidecar. By the way, Nani Aloha says, for comedy, I prefer to go to small venues.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Try 100 rep heel lifts. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's going to happen, Rick.
There you go.
I got to tell you, because there's nothing comics like more than working out.
Yeah.
I just needed the muscle to relax, so I'm good. I'm good now.
Oh, here, Thomas the Turtle just changed the battery in his snow plow truck yesterday. Go to AutoZone and say, I want the battery that Thomas the Turtle used in his snow plow.
Well, see, when I called and found out the price, it's actually the same price if I go to one of these places by my house
And have them put it in.
Have them put it in. Remember, I told you the reason I was going to do it myself was to teach my daughter how to do it. But when I went to the truck and opened it, it has a bar that's over it that I don't have the tool to undo.
You don't have any
wrench?
tools?
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
need? Like a socket set?
well, anyways, the price is the same as if I bought my own. So I was like, I might as well just go have them do it.
He's been talking about this for 3 weeks, Pepper.
I know. I know. I was like, we discussed this, I thought, last month. But
Right,
yeah.
you remember that?
Yeah.
And
I told him the same thing. Go just take it to them. They'll do
Just
it. Like
take it
AutoZone
to
to do it.
Well, I was waiting for my Long's commercial money. It still hasn't got here yet.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It,
Well,
it comes in, I think, next. I just did a gig last night, so I have the money now. But I called around, and it's cheaper. It's the same price as if I go there and they, the place does. I don't want to say the name of the place, but if they do it, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But oh well. I'll
I
go
never
there.
realized until now that James has diva hands.
diva hands?
Diva hands. He doesn't want to get them dirty. He's like, oh no,
Oh,
I'm not touching the battery. I'll just take it to the place.
I thought you were going to start making fun of my pinky the way he does.
He held his hand up the other day, and you can't really see it, but
Oh,
it's
it's
like
out?
it
Yeah.
looks broken because he was on. And I went, "What happened to your pinky?" And nobody else go. I don't see anything wrong with James's pinky.
Oh, because everybody's afraid.
Everybody's afraid. Everybody goes, two of my fingers stuck when I try to move my hand. All I get is this. Oh no! What the heck is the problem? Okay, Thomas the Turtle says they test the battery and change the battery, and again go to AutoZone.
No, that's
And they'll
what,
charge it. They'll
That's
charge
what
it
Pepper
too.
told me. That's what Pepper told me. But again, I was waiting for the commercial money to get it because, comics don't make too much when they go full time.
It's a free service. So I was waiting for money for this to go for this free service.
Buy or borrow the tools and show the daughter how. That's what Namaste Zen says. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, this is not the first time James has shown his daughters how to change the tire, right? And then that whole thing, if you're on a date and about to get stupid, here's a right hook. All that stuff you teach daughters.
Yeah. Well, I told her to use her length because she's 6'2". I said, so the jab comes in handy when you're tall.
Oh, yeah.
Stay
jab.
back and jab.
Look at the comedian I miss the most is Rap Replinger. God bless his soul. Yeah, I always wondered what he would be like today.
Ooh.
What he would have. I wish he could have beat that little issue he had.
Yeah. But he was more of an improviser than a stand-up comedian, right?
Well, yeah, he was a good improviser, but you don't know how much of that was artificially induced at times.
Synthetically induced?
Synthetically, I like that better. And but he was just a brilliant writer. He'd sit down. We never really.
The party I was performing at last night was synthetically induced.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was pot. That was pot, though,
Which
right?
was weird. Well,
yeah, it was not.
They used the liquid form, the THC and stuff. Like that.
There's so many flavors now. Who
It
can
was
keep
just
up?
weird, and I walked in and I looked. Everybody looks high, and I was supposed to do 40 minutes. Halfway through,
Oh, but as a comic, you went, this is going to be great.
that's what I was thinking. But halfway through, because they started smoking 2-3 hours before I got there, so halfway through, I could look at the crowd and watch them just start sulking, like their
Start
body
falling
language.
asleep.
Yeah, everybody's just coming down. I was like,
Well, you know why? Because they couldn't remember the setups by the time you got to the punchline.
well, that's what I said. I said the one thing you guys remember is
Let's
that
do this.
dude
Let's
is
do this.
cool.
Okay, we're gonna go to the Mo'ocam here, and this is 5.
5.
Okay. This is 5. Get off your. You get comics talking about gigs they've done. Forget about it. You know what I mean? I remember one time. Okay, so this is here, and this is 5. And when we come back, Pepper, we're going to talk about your club and upcoming shows without doing specific dates, okay?
Gotcha.
And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Andy Bumatai.
And I'm James Money.
And our special guest is Pepper Lamb. And he has the Stand Up Honolulu. Oh, and I got to do it again. World famous Stand Up Honolulu. And if you don't believe me, there's a sign over the stage that says that. Who can argue with that? Please help me welcome once again, Mr. Pepper Lamb. Hey, Pep.
Yay. Thanks for the world famous. We really are. We have people from everywhere.
Oh man, those the emails I got from Swahili people when I performed there. I went, oh man, first Istanbul and now Swahili. It was, my translator was going nuts. Speaking of world famous, what type of shows do you have coming up?
Oh, well, we've got James Mane is going to do some little birthday love up there. So if you want to know how old James is, just you have to look up. I think he's on Google. With your fame of when your famous birthdays.
Yeah.
You should be on there. Yeah. I know Graham Elwood is coming back into town.
Oh,
and
neat.
he just did his special for All Things Funny.
All Things Comedy.
Then All Things Comedy, yeah. And we also have Eddie Ift coming this summer. He's a regular for well, he used to be a regular up at for the Pipeline Classic, and he used to perform up in Turtle Bay all the time. He's big into the surf culture, so we're gonna have him at the club. I've got calls into all types of people. We're trying to work out something with Bobby Lee, but his tour just kicked off like hugely. So he's probably not going to be back around until like the end of the summer. He's on tour with Theo Von and they're working on some stuff. I've got calls in and people coming from all over the place. So we're just trying to keep the shows going and make sure there's entertainment. Like I said, the well mix. Trying to work out something for Mother's Day for the ladies as well. And I always do a Father's Day show as well with a lot of the funny fathers who are on island. So,
hey, look here. Here's Justine, my friend Justine. She'll be a guest this Friday.
Oh, nice.
Talking about women and starting businesses and empowerment money management. Nanakuli girl, right there.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. We're partially woman-owned. My business partner Christine there, so we cover the minority and the female-owned gambit for the deal. Wow.
The one thing I like about Pepper's place, Stand Up Honolulu, is that he understands the way a comedy club should be shaped, where the low ceilings, the seats, everybody's facing forward, but also he has a full bar tucked away in the corner behind, in another room.
Oh, instead of the blender right next to the stage.
Yeah.
And also you hear somebody, can I get,
or that club where the bartender says, okay, before I start making your margarita, let me get to the punchline and now.
So that's why it's good.
Yeah, we avoid all that.
That it's a stand-up comedian that owns the stand-up comedy club, and they know what needs to be part of it.
And I tell you what, most people don't understand that as simple as an art as it is, my joke, Pepper, is, all I need is a light and a microphone, and you'd be surprised at how often 50% of my requirements don't show up.
Yeah. Mine was like that last night. I was like, oh, thank you.
What sort of feedback do you get from the audience, Pepper, when you do your shows?
Most of the time, people come around the corner and they're surprised because I'll be the first one to tell you, from the outside, aesthetically, it's like, okay, where are we? There's a vape shop, there's a sake shop, there's a plumbing supply store. What? Okay, y'all sure there's a comedy club in this plaza? And then you go in, and I've got it blocked off perfectly for a reason, so that you don't disturb the show when you come in and do your ticket deal.
Yeah.
So I've got everything blocked off. So you come in, you work with Christine to get your ticket set, and then you peer around the corner, and you're like, oh, this is nice. There's lighting, the walls are padded. There's nice paintings. I've got local artist paintings on there that you can actually purchase with some local performer, local artists that actually do the artwork and that kind of deal. And you just come when you peer around that corner, you're like, oh, okay, this is not sketchy. So that was my whole focus, was to make people feel comfortable. And I worked in bars for 20 years, so I know rule number one is when the ladies are happy, then the crowds will come. Because if the ladies aren't happy and they feel like this place is sketchy, they're not coming back to that place for date night, for nothing else. So.
But your insight as a comic, that whole walking in and not disturbing. I can't tell you how many comedy clubs I've played where the front door is right here to the right.
Yeah.
And somebody comes in, first thing they do is, and then boom, they distract everybody's attention.
Or sometimes it's you're standing up on stage performing, and people are walking towards you to get to the bathroom right next to the stage. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah, that was that when I designed when I started sketching out the space, because we've looked at a lot of spaces, and when I started sketching things out, I started thinking about everything that I hate when I perform, and try to avoid that as much as possible.
Well, one thing good too is you also offer a reward incentive for return business. Like when the people come to your club, you give them a drink ticket, right?
Yep. You get a first laugh is on us, as we call it. And I like to, it's good for beer, wine, or non-alcoholic. I like to, if you're doing a full feature show, I like the people to come in and be like, hey, I've received something before the show even started. Wow. So most of the time you get a ticket and you just go there like, yep, there's your seat, go sit down. But, for us, I wanted to, wet the whistle a little bit, have people come through and be like, oh, okay, all right. Even if they don't drink all night or whatnot, because I don't want that establishment either. Like I said, I worked in bars for 20 years and I'm not trying to be, 2 a.m. all late night kind of. I'm like, look, you come through, you have 1 or 2 drinks, and we're good.
Yeah. Well, and the from the comic standpoint, remember that night I was there when there was that guy about third row, and this guy had 3 sheets to the wind, and suddenly we're like, pal, what's it like being the poster child for AA? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chill, my brother, chill. So you know what? We're going to come back for our last segment, and it'll only be 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so it's going to fly by because these segments have. We'll be right back with Pepper Lamb after this.
Boom.
Boom! Paka! This is, oh man, I don't have to put my hand up. I just like to because when James puts his up, it makes me feel petite.
Where'd all these smiley faces and hearts start coming from?
Well, what happened was I forgot to turn on the alerts. Okay, what I have these things where people can do things like invoke the Habut baby or Don Ho and all this. I have these fancy alerts, but I forget to turn them on. So we got raided by someone, which means on Twitch, someone has their show, and let's say they have 15 people or something that are watching their show, and they in mass come to join our show.
Gotcha.
So it normally there would be this whole "Hey Raiders" thing going on, and then when Nani told me on the bat phone, "Hey, we got raided by," I went, like Guchikawa gave 50 stars on Facebook. That's a donation of money. There was usually something pops up, but
so that it's pretty much from the Hamajang gang.
Yeah, it's all from the Hamajang gang, which is
a little bit of digital love, no problem with that.
Yeah, little Digital love. I like that. Okay. See here, look, Gil Soto invoking Don Ho. See how that Don Ho head comes up there? Yeah.
Andy.
Hey, you know, bro, let me tell you something there, Pepper. Okay, let's see. What else we get? That's pretty much it. Let's see. Anything you want to? We got this. This is the short segment. Pep, anything
Gotcha.
you want to mention that maybe we haven't touched upon?
I just want to talk about people grabbing tickets early. It also saves them money, and it lets us know
okay.
how busy we're going to be. So,
Yeah.
that's probably
Let's include. Let's say grab your tickets early, and by the way, when you
Yeah.
show up, you get a drink ticket so
Yeah.
that you know that you can come back, bring a friend, and you know.
no.
And then, maybe you can talk about the different kinds of seating that there are, because there's that little
Oh, yeah.
couch area. You know, I don't know if you remember, you know, my one night, Debbie Rago and a bunch of her friends, you know, that I've known forever, right? They show up, park, see the sake store downstairs, and go buy a bottle of sake. And I'm going, where are my friends? They should be here by now. I look over the, you know, the balcony, and they're in the parking lot. Hey, how you doing? What a great night that was. But, you know, the different types of seating, you
Yeah.
know, because some people
Gotcha.
like to sit close. Some people don't. Okay. Okay, I'll go to
Cowards.
6 here, and then we're going to do this, and I'm going to change the time to
6:30.
6 turtles. Okay, 6 turtles there. Boom. Okay. Gil Soto from Texas's dad joke. I learned that diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes. Oh my goodness. There you go. Open mic night. Come on down.
Hey.
I'm going to fly in from Texas to stand up Honolulu. It will be worth it. Okay.
If you gotta explain the joke, then it's that kind of kills
Yeah.
the joke there.
Yeah, it
Because he
kinda
put the
kills the
jeans at the end.
Oh, I see. Jeans. Jeans.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Okay, let's do this. And this is 6.
Yep.
This is 6. Oops, there we go. 6. And we go here. And again, this is 6.5 minutes of, and I start this.
Your website. I mean, not website. Your email. If you can put your email in the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think I know where that is. Here we go. Thank you so much for rejoining the Daily Pigeon. My name is Andy Bumatai.
And I'm James Money.
And if anyone watching on television would like to join us on the live podcast that we edit this show from, it's 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 5 days a week, weekdays, I guess,
Weekdays,
weekdays on any number of the social media platforms. And if you're on television and would like to send us an email, please, this is the email, info@bumatai.com. Okay. And if you have any questions about Stand Up Honolulu, our guest, owner, operator, Pepper Lamb, send it to him.
Yeah.
he's pretty good at-
StandUpHonolulu.com. Just send us any question you have. The life, you know, marriage stuff. I'll answer all your emails.
The thing I like about this place, like it's called a comedy club, but for comedians, like me and Graham would go there to hang out. Like it was more like our club, like a clubhouse club.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, and you know, Pep, when people come there, right, what is the number one suggestion that you have for those considering joining the comics at Stand Up Honolulu?
To go online early and purchase your tickets. Not only do you save a little money by going online and purchasing tickets, it also gives you a chance to reserve the better seats there. Our general seating is just that; they're just general chairs and the open floor. But
Okay.
we don't have food. But if you reserve a table, you can bring in your own outside food into the place.
Wow.
And if you reserve early enough, then we can move those tables up towards to get you the better seating in the deal. We also have a VIP section for those, if you have, it seats 8. They're very nice plush couches. They come with a bottle of champagne or wine. We also have a couple of high tops, that kind of deal. So if it's a group or if it's just date night, or you just want to ball out and just be like, yeah, we need the VIP. We got a little thing for everybody there.
And you still get the drink ticket
Yep.
as an incentive to come back?
Yep. Yes. Once you tag us on social media, Stand Up H&L, and the next time you come, you get an extra drink token. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, and for those of you who may have missed the segment where Pepper was talking about he is teaching Stand Up Honolulu. He has an open mic night on Thursdays at 8:30. You are doing everything you can to promote stand-up comedy.
Yeah, a little something for everybody, because it's it's my favorite art form, and like I said, there's a void in the market for it. So we're trying to fill that void and hit as many pukas as possible to get some laughter in the community. So, if you want to try your hand at stand-up, you can take a class or just show up to open mic. If you want to try your hand at poetry, you can check us out on Sundays or sing a song, whatever. We've got something for everybody.
The other thing I like about your spot is the lineup. Like you go to some places, it might be like 10 comics or 5 comics doing 20 minutes each. You actually do what they do in the big cities, where you have an opener, a middle, and then a headliner, or it's a showcase, but it's not a show where you feel like, I got to spend 3 hours in this place. It's like
we give you a solid hour and a half, hour 45 of entertainment. And because as we grow, we want to be able to put on late night shows as well. So we should be able to double it up. We were getting to that point, and then the whole sinkhole deal happened, but we're growing back to that point, and hopefully by this summer you can catch an 8 o'clock show or a 10 p.m. show for the late night crowd.
What are you talking about, the sinkhole thing?
The intersection where the construction was. Yeah.
There was a car fell in there or something, and they had to. I mean,
by the time they were done with it, it was huge. It was big enough to put a semi in that thing, but they got it all patched in and filled in, and Kakakos, they're building a lot of high rises down there and more stuff. So
to get there, you're going down Kapi'olani, you take a right turn on Cook Street, you head up like 2 or 3 blocks or something, and then you're on the left side, and he has a big sign out there that says comedy, right? Out there, and if you can't come early, and you might find parking in that little area right in front of the club. But if not, there's street parking and also a full-on Halikawila all the way down Halikawila Street. There's a big paid parking place. So it's you might have to walk a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah. If you're going to Chinatown, you're going to have to walk a lot. So,
Well, those of us with the Apple Watches are going, oh, great, I'll work on my rings.
Well, also at the park in Chinatown, you got to walk over people who are sleeping on the sidewalk.
Yes.
This is a lot better.
Yes.
Here, Namaste Zen says, how long is the line for open mic? If I get there an hour early, will I get a chance?
Oh yeah, the doors open for it right at 8:30. So, and we normally have anywhere from 10 to 15 performers on the deal. So, you can also sign up online for that early as well.
Cool.
So,
that sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, this has been a great interview, and to have someone who actually owns a club and performs stand-up and teaches it doesn't get much better than that for comedy aficionados like we are. Thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate you guys having me. Everyone check us out at the world famous Stand Up Honolulu, standuphonolulu.com. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for watching.
Perfect.
Woo-hoo.
6 down.
There we go.
Yay.
And then here, wait, hold on. Backslate.
Yeah.
Boom. 6.
Now the after party.
Now the after party. Look at Cisco, brah.
Is there an after party, or do you just kick everybody out now?
No,
we
this
can-
is the behind the scenes, like Oprah after show.
What does it say here?
How's
hey,
it, Andy and Gangy? Stay in Kingman, Arizona, at my daughter's house. Had to pick up my Benelli motorcycle in Henderson, Nevada first, then went to Kingman. Did a stopover in Henderson Costco to buy gas and groceries at the St. Rose Parkway. Met a local brother that was loading my groceries, and he told, I haven't heard how's it from he said, I guess said how's it.
Yeah.
A local guy and talk Pidgin.
Oh, mean. Don't you love that when you're like you're out in the middle of nowhere and all of a sudden you turn around, bro, excuse me, you still parking over there? Am I in Minnesota?
Yeah. I get different.
All those places he was naming, I've been through like tons of times in Arizona. Because I went to college up there in northern Arizona. We used to drive to Vegas all the time. We was talking about Kingman
Henderson.
and that whole deal.
Henderson, you can fire an arrow and hit Vegas, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And it's a big motorcycle town. Cisco Julian has a lot of motorcycles. He's a motorcycle guy. So it doesn't surprise me that he frequents Henderson. Oh, that was the end of the TV portion, gang. The podcast will continue for a few moments. Thank you.
So if you guys have any more questions, you hit them up.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be performing my birthday show April 6th at the Stand Up Honolulu Comedy Club.
April 6th.
April 6th. It's a Thursday night. So
Yep. It's a 3-day weekend because Easter, Good Friday is that Friday. So a lot of people are off.
yeah, off on Friday. So you should come out to the comedy show. If you can't make it, spread the word. Tell people that, hey, there's going to be a comedy show. James Monty's performing. It's
On
actually
Good Friday.
No, Thursday.
Thursday. Oh,
So, yeah.
Good Friday's the next day.
Yeah. So Good Friday Eve.
So no, it's okay Thursday.
Building up to the good
No,
one.
it's okay Thursday. Yeah. And then and of course Wednesday is sucky Wednesday, kind of okay Thursday, and then Good Friday.
But I don't know if you go by the history. Isn't Good Friday supposedly when Jesus died? And
No, I think that's when he
resurrected
came back or something.
Well, resurrected on Easter.
No, he was resurrected on
the
Easter.
third day, which is
Okay,
Easter. So
Look at Pepper.
yeah.
No, he got repossessed on April 6th.
So wouldn't Thursday not be a good day? Or Friday?
You
what?
can celebrate
terrible-
the Last Supper. Was that the day they had the Last Supper?
No, because he was
That Thursday?
tortured for a while before
Oh
he
yeah.
was
Before they
was-
got Oh yeah, he was
put
in the
I don't
in
know.
that cave with Barabbas and all those guys. Yeah. They wrote
Barabbas. Bring us Barabbas.
Pontius Pilate washed his hands.
Yeah.
That was
Sealed his fate.
that was so mafia-like, right? He's like, wash my hands of you.
I'm going to tell you, Jesus sleeps with the fishes. Passover. Oh, okay. Well, we can change subjects. I mean, if you insist.
No, isn't that when you get off the freeway?
No, that's overpass.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was the dyslexic.
I was trying to make a joke. Remember, I'm a comedian, Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry. All we need is a
The
club
audience is just
owner.
like, these guys are heathens.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
But you know what, Pepper? Don't you sometimes feel like the comics have got to be that court jester? They're the ones that get to say the things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
I know, because if not, it's like like that sign I saw the other day that said, free speech is important, or we wouldn't be able to recognize the idiots.
This makes sense to me.
Definitely.
Sense to me.
Yeah, celebrate that Last Supper. Yeah, right. The guy on the end. I told you we should have got takeout. I'm just saying.
The other guy's like, see, we should have went to the other place to eat. Really? This is going to be the last one?
Yeah, this is gonna be the last one. Or it's like, put the mule on the cart. We're gonna go for drive-through.
For me, I've always had the question of which one of the disciples was actually good on the grill. like which one had the skill? Like,
Don't make me tell a black joke.
I think it was disciple Leroy.
yeah. Was Leroy in there?
Lavelle.
Yeah.
It was disciple Lavelle.
And the specialty was a pepper lamb.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's been mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I'm
said,
there. I'm right there.
Take this bread, is my body, and then this pepper lamb to celebrate the barbecue.
Look at here. Jerry says, when you guys going to see Frank De Lima again? Actually, I'll be with Frank at on April 22nd at the Palace Theater in Hilo, right? And then we go on to do Maui on the 28th, and we're including
Augie Toba.
Thank you so much. Oh, great to have a co-host. I used to have a memory. Now I have a co-host. This is just the best.
And then the pre-Mother Shows Day in Kauai.
Oh, all three of us again.
Yes.
Yes, those are,
Yes.
talk about pop-up shows,
Yeah.
you know, they're, okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention that I liked about your club, Pep, is, well, number one, you have that the proper mentality to run it. I remember one night, you know, when I was doing the Thursdays, we had that one Thursday, I don't know what went wrong, but there were 4 people in the audience, right? And Pepper walks in, he sees 4 people, sees me and goes, won't be the first time we performed for 4 people. Walked up there and did a great set.
Yeah, you guys, like, last summer was rough.
Yeah.
So
I was there.
it was James was there from the begining.
I was the second headliner.
Just to see what we had grown to before you came in there, man.
Yeah.
It was like we would go, like, that first month was like 4 to 10 people.
Yeah.
Then June came around and July, and it would be like 10 people. And then August came around and it'd be like 10 to 15 people. And then, you know, we go into September, and now we're into the 20s and 30s. Word's getting out.
Yeah.
And then you started coming around, Andy, and we were starting to, like, really build and really like start to pack the place. So we've had a little of that this winter, but it's been very just kind of up and down. But we're starting, like, they opened up that street about 3 weeks ago, and we're starting to grow back from it again.
Yeah.
Look at, we got somebody actually watching on LinkedIn. The only reason I'm on LinkedIn is the sponsors are there, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's where they,
Yeah, because when Pepper first started that club, I was Graham Elwood was the first headliner, but the word still hasn't got out that the club was open. I was the second headliner, and like the first night it was a family of 4. And this goes to where you talk about where working these types of rooms, you struggle, but it makes you a stronger comic.
It's like lifting weights.
Yeah,
you know,
so-
you just, and you know what I like about a small crowds. You know, I mean, you of course want a big one, but if you have a small one, it forces you to time things differently. To, you know, to not just rush through, where you give them time. You know, and one of the things when I was teaching comedy, I would tell the comics, listen, if you do a punchline, wait, let them respond. I don't care, just anything, because if not, you're taking away what they're buying, and that is to laugh. If you don't let them laugh, you're taking away what they're buying. You know, and people are like, what? Yeah, that's right. It's not all about you.
Yeah, it's as people don't realize it, like, it's, especially when they're writing jokes and, you know, trying to teach those people, it's like the best stories have a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
That every joke is just a little story. It's just, you need a beginning, middle, and end of it. And then some jokes don't end. You just keep tagging along with them, or just keep adding punchlines and tags to them. But you know, it's you got to have a beginning and middle to, you know, you got to take them on a journey.
Or it's the joke that never ends, and it goes on, my friends. All of a sudden, it's 2 a.m. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Knock the song off.
So that's the good reason Pepper's doing a school is because we have a lot of comics in our scene that does that. Like they'll go and then they'll see they're struggling, and then all of a sudden they get a laugh like at the last minute of their set. And then they want to keep going because now they finally get the crowd to turn.
No,
That's where you end.
That's where you end.
You get that laugh. Now get out of there.
Get out.
Because I was hosting one show where the guy goes, like 20 minutes, and then he gets to his like 18th minute, and then the crowd starts laughing. He finally does his tried and true material.
Yeah.
And then they start laughing, and then I give him the light, and then he goes, "I'll do one more." All right, go ahead. He does one more, and he gets a good laugh. He goes, "I'll do another," and then I was like, "Your time." And he goes, "I got time for one more, right?" And I walk up to the stage. Get off the stage.
You know what I mean? Think about it. It's the only occupation where you turn to your boss and go, "Could I work a little more, please?" Yeah, some people, they just, and guess what? You get the big laugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Or you should have started with that tried and true material.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's
worked
okay.
it
It's
out.
okay. If the audience knows what to expect,
Mm-hmm,
like when I went there, we called it the workout show, right, Pepper? I walked up with pieces of paper, laid them on that. Okay, how about this one? And then they're on in that
Mm-hmm.
group. George Wallace does that better than anybody. I don't know if you've ever seen
Oh
him.
yeah, he brings his
With the legal pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's all right. We're gonna try some stuff out.
and then he does the whole like okay.
Yeah, you draw a lot. Okay, I'll work on that one. But that's where do they think that stuff comes from? We can't stand in the yard and practice. We have to annoy people.
Well, we can, but it doesn't. It's not gonna make us better.
It's not gonna work.
It's funny because I think when I would talk to you after the Wahiwa show.
Yeah.
And I was saying all your new material, and it sounds like they're already polished, but you actually run through it in your head.
Oh yeah.
at
Well,
home.
I did it at Stand Up Honolulu. That's where I went through all that stuff. I mean, and it's fun. It feels weird, doesn't it, Pep? When I'm getting up there and doing stuff, the audience hasn't heard it, but in your mind you're going, "Oh, Pepper's got to listen to me sing his name again." Because you do a lot of new stuff.
I guess that's a secret of club ownership that I didn't talk about earlier, because of our lack of staff and trying to just mom and pop or whatever. Because I have to do so much time. When you guys are up there doing time and there's somebody I don't have to worry about, just up there, I'm like, that's a relief to me. I'm like, I don't care what joke. I'm like, all right, I can chill for a second, or I can make these drinks for these people, or whatever.
Yeah.
When I like when the pros come in, because I know the pros are going to handle their business up there, and I don't got to babysit or then go do 5 minutes in between to get the crowd one back.
Yeah.
That's when I get those text messages from you. Hey, you popping in today? Oh, wasn't planning on it.
No, but especially on the open mics, it starts to eat it. Pepper's got to get out there and bring them back up, bring the next guy up. That guy loses it. Pep comes on again. And I see you doing that, sitting in the back going, okay, here we go. Let's bring my bicycle pump to the stage.
Hey, what is some of the weird things you do, both of you, before a show? Like, do you have like a ritual or something? I do. I'll let you guys know after you guys answer. Like, unless you want me
Ritual
to.
before you go on show?
Yeah.
I like to sit in the back of the audience and watch the audience, right? And listen if someone says, oh, you're from Cincinnati. Oh, yeah, we just got married. Oh, I'm pregnant. You know what I mean? So that you kind of have the familiarity a little bit, right?
I use some of that technique when I'm bartending, because a lot of people don't realize that I'm performing and that kind of deal. So I'll chat with people, listen, get some side stories going, and then you kind of use that out as the crowd work. But for most of the time when I'm there, I've got so many irons in the fire. I don't really get to prep a whole lot unless I'm headlining that night. But when I'm doing other shows or like big shows, or like when I'm like jumping on your show, James, or doing something at the Blue Note or Blaisdell, what I'll do is I like to write out depending on how long my set is, I like to write out my 7 to 10 keywords of the jokes that I'm going to do. And I have to write that 3 times on 3 separate pieces of paper. Because the first time I'll write, okay, these are the jokes I want to do. Then the second time Then the second time I'll be like, okay, this is the order that I want to do these jokes. And then the third time I write it will be my nice and neat. Okay, this is what's going in my pocket. I'm never going to reach in my pocket, but it's written
But it's in
perfectly
there.
and it's in my pocket. So now it's in my brain off of the deal.
Interesting.
You know, when
Yeah.
I was emceeing at the Comedy Store a lot in LA, right? I can't tell you how many comics would come up to me just before they go on stage and go, "What's my opening line? What's my opening line?" Because they'd space out. I go, "It's your act, man, not mine." Well, I can't remember my opening line because they tense up so much before they went out. And these are pros now, you know.
Wow.
Oh, I remember.
And
it was,
James,
I'm sorry.
James, one last deal. You've been around before. Like when I'm doing a big show and I want to get hyped like it's a football game, then I'll recite Invictus and I'll pull in the comics, and it's just something that's always just been kind of just get me hyped and get me ready to be like, okay, let's grow.
Like a football game.
I'll recite like that. So.
You know, I've mentioned this before. I said, I'd rather be on stage than waiting to go on stage.
Yeah.
You know, and I always, it's analogous to like when you were in school and you had a fight after school. It was easier to fight than it was to wait to fight, because you never knew. It's just, okay, let me just get out there, man.
It's that movie 3 O'clock High where the bully is like, I'm gonna beat you up at 3 o'clock after school, and the whole school day that kid is just like worrying about 3 o'clock. He's trying to whatever he could do to get out of 3 o'clock. And
my line was 3 o'clock. Okay, if I'm not there at 3, start without me.
the one thing I do that might be weird, maybe because I'm Samoan, is so to get my mouth ready and moving. And I didn't do it because I was going, you was in the car. That was for your show. But for when I headline, I'll listen to a playlist that I have that's all Spanish songs. Mark Anthony, Gloria Estefan, and I'll sing these songs that are in Spanish.
Yo no soy my dinero, yo no soy my dinero, po capitan, soy capitan. Okay, I'm ready to do comedy.
Because to pronounce the words in Spanish, you have to move your mouth. Like there's, I get to pronounce it correctly.
What?
Yeah, like you don't say L, L, you say el. You have to. So
then that helps your comedy?
No, well, I have my.
Oh, it warms your mouth up.
Moves my muscles. But then which also gets the brain going, and then I get my energy going, and so that's.
I think that was a TMI.
Yeah. Well, that was the question.
I'm just going right there.
Hey, his hips don't lie. His hips don't lie.
He used to eat to warm up the muscles in his mouth, but now it's all about Espanol.
But then I get Polynesian paralysis, and after I eat, I go sleep. So
watch out.
Yeah. So en Espanol, because you have to move your mouth to pronounce it correctly.
So you sing along with the the pieces.
This words like volveras and
volveras.
Yeah. So it's like Mark Anthony or Gloria Estefan, and these are like really hype fast. I don't know what they're saying, but I know how to sing those songs.
But you know the words.
Yeah. Because I've listened to it for a long time.
Will you be doing any of these songs at your birthday party?
Not in front of people. As I drive to the venue.
No.
Well,
we're gonna get him drunk and we're gonna get him singing Spanish karaoke.
Right,
That's gonna be a karaoke after party for James's birthday.
You and I with the big guitar and the giant hat.
Yeah.
I can't. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, gang? We're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being a part of our podcast, our TV show, Pepper. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all that you're doing for comedy. Seriously.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, gang, I'm going to push the button. Mahalo for joining us, and we'll see you in the stream. Aloha.